It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
We're back. And Go Woke, Go Broke, a good friend. We have him in the studio today. And we're going to have a party afterwards. And I already tasted the first hot dog.
Very good, right?
And I don't want to say they're better than Yankee Stadium, but they were pretty good hot dogs. And I'm not going to say that.
Don't say it.
After 8 o'clock, when the Yankees start playing, Yankee Stadium will be better. Well, Charlie, Go Woke, Go Broke is one of the greatest books I've ever read.
Thank you.
And it brings people back to reality. Tell us what you feel.
It's right up there with War and Peace.
Well, I already tweeted
To Kill
out.
a Mockingbird.
Macbeth, To Kill a Mockingbird.
I tweeted out. I compared it to what?
It's
Patrick
Dostoevsky.
Henry.
Oh,
Patrick
that's
Henry.
right.
Yes.
Give me liberty or give me death.
Well,
I compared it to that.
Well, Patrick Henry was a populist, and he was someone that wrote for the common guy. And I tried to write this book. I tried to write about an issue which I think is big. I don't think corporate America's right place in society is an arm of the leftist part of the Democratic Party. It should never be. And I tried to write a book that both documented it, showed how we got there, why there's a populist rebellion. Because remember, these guys in corporate America have to, and gals, they have to sell stuff. If you're going to sell stuff to the American people and you're woke, well, you're not going to sell that much stuff, as Budweiser figured out, and Target and Disney, whose stock hasn't moved.
How much was it Pepsi Cola? I don't remember. How much money did they give Black Lives Matter? And they took the money and they bought a mansion up in California,
Not
Canada.
just one mansion, a whole bunch of mansions.
I just for the record, I don't know if PepsiCo gave to Black Lives Matter, but plenty.
It was one of them.
Oh, there's a lot of them. I document every name in
Yes.
the book, so just you can look it up. Why does Jamie Dimon's J.P. Morgan, the biggest bank in America, this
The
prestigious
world,
bank,
just about
the world, give money to something known as the Human Rights Campaign, which is literally trying to defeat Donald Trump right now. Its stated goal is progressivism, is transgenderism. Why is Jamie Dimon's bank?
How much money did they give him?
They won't tell me, but they're a gold member.
I'm a shareholder.
A platinum member of the HRC family, according to the website.
Wow.
And and Jamie Dimon's people can't answer it. So, and by the way, I like Jamie. I've known him.
I like him a lot.
I laugh with him. I said, we knew each other when neither of us had gray hair, and we both have gray hair now. But I'm just saying that this is where corporate America went. It went so far left. And, you know, the U.S.
They were scared.
They were scared.
They were scared of the shareholders. They overrated these people that they really are talking for America. They're only talking for the weak.
Well, John, there's never really one reason why, and you're right about that, but there's never really one reason why something happens like this. I mean, this was a slow, I would guess, evolution in the boardroom where you had CEOs that, you know, were obviously educated. They weren't the Jack Welch types. They were educated at Ivy League schools. They were much more progressive. They started adopting progressive stances. You had ESG, which foisted some of this on it, which I get into. You had Jamie Dimon running the Business Roundtable, you know, big business group, the biggest lobby group, getting rid of shareholder capitalism for stakeholder capitalism. So getting rid of the Milton Friedman brand where you have to worry about the shareholders first. That's, you know, do everything within the law, but shareholders matter. They went to stakeholders where the world matters. They started going to Davos. They began. I mean, there was a huge re-education campaign. And, you know, Rita, you asked me before, what was the most surprising thing in the book? Here's what was really surprising to me. When I went back and researched what every one of these CEOs did in 2020 during our quote-unquote summer of love, they literally, because of some cop in Minneapolis, you know, I'm not George Floyd did not deserve the death penalty for doing something illegal in that building. But because some cop did something where the guy died, we had riots, and we had all these major CEOs basically saying that America is systemically racist. And how outrageous. They literally helped light the fuse of blocks being burned in Philly and New York because they gave it credibility. When Brian Moynihan of B of A gives it credibility, says X, Y, and Z about the systemic racist nature of America, which we know is not true. When Jamie takes a knee, by the way, at the end of the book, his people tell me he wasn't taking a knee in that photo in 2020 during the Black Lives Matter riots. He was trying to fit in the picture.
He was trying to fit in the picture. That's a new one. That's a new one.
It's funny when I
That whole thing was so shameful. It really was. God, the cops have done more to protect blacks than anyone. And
it's just horrible. And by the way, these are people. What's interesting about woke CEOs is like they don't have to deal with wokeness that average people have to deal. Woke CEOs have people catering to their kids. They send them to private schools. They don't have to shop in Target like you're a mom with 2 kids in a stroller, and you have to shop next to rainbow-colored onesies and tuck-friendly bathing suits for people who haven't fully transitioned. And your 5-year-old, say, "Mommy, what's that?" I mean, you don't have to deal with that if you're the head of Target because you're rich. And that's why I wrote the book, to document all this.
You wrote a powerful column. You've written a couple of late, but the most recent one about Wall Street executives, sort of now kind of moving away a little bit from Kamala Harris. Is this kind of a reboot, or are there other reasons?
Well, they're worried about it's a CYA moment because they're worried about.
They're looking at the polls.
No, I think they're worried that the world is turning back the other way.
Yeah,
that too.
Yeah.
Well, Trump is indicative. Trump's rise in the polls, and by the way, I hasten to say who's going to win. I don't know. Poly markets have him ahead. Polls are tight.
Well,
Democrats.
oil went down $4 a barrel today. So what does that tell you?
That's a Trump trade. That's a positive Trump trade. DJT is up 20% today. Positive Trump trade. But remember, the Democrats have a very good ground game, and she raised over $1 billion since they threw Joe Biden to the curb.
We're going to have to check the legitimacy of that billion, and I understand there's an investigation in Congress doing that right now, that it wasn't a kickback of foreign money.
They're looking to see
through Act Blue.
Act Blue is a conduit.
I wouldn't be surprised how they get their money.
How do you raise $1 billion in 1 month?
It was
how do you
remarkable.
say it in Brooklyn? It smells.
It smells bad, and it sounds fugazi. They also say that.
Yeah. We all know what that means.
My friend was Bill Fugazi.
Yeah, we did.
I know. By the way,
we loved Bill.
He hated that term.
I know. He did.
But he was a good guy. But I mean, listen. Here's the thing. Jamie Dimon is a perfect example. I broke the story that said if he would serve in any administration, it would be Kamala Harris, right? Yep. Times followed my story. Then I called up, because the Times is always late by 2 weeks after following my stuff. I called up and I found out, no. Now he's not supporting anybody. He's going to stay neutral. And the coincidence is obvious. I wrote about this in the Post. And the same thing with David Solomon saying nice things about Trump. He's the head of Goldman Sachs. They have their own internal polls. They see this thing tightening up.
Right.
They see the momentum to Trump. Again, not saying he's going to win, but something's going on, and they're doing CYA right now.
Yeah, clearly the momentum is heading
What we want to do is collect money from everybody and send your books to every college professor and send your books to every college dean.
Well, that'd be great. They won't read it. They'll probably burn it.
But it'll be right there, right next to War and Peace.
Start a little fire in the front.
Next to War and Peace.
Yes, that's right.
Well, Charlie, the hot dogs are waiting for us.
I can't wait.
And the control booth says Mark Levin is going to yell at us for being late.
Send him a hot dog, John.
We'll send him a hot dog.
He'll be happy with that. He'll be happy. What do we all stand for, guys?
Truth,
justice, and the American way.
God bless America.